Hi, welcome to your local general gaming goods, where you can get all your gaming news and opinions
Facts.
straight from your neighbor's spice garden. Today we're going to discuss ourselves, what we're playing, the Nintendo Switch, and Bioshock. My name is Shelby Saxton.
I'm Schuylar Hudson.
I'm Summer Koffelman.
How can we help you today?
Gigi!
So how are you guys today?
Good.
Good. I'm excited.
I said that like I'm the most interesting human in the world. Just, I'm good.
Yeah.
I would say there was no story,
Nothing.
no need for
Nope,
context
there was,
because you're just good.
There was a good, solid period.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
I think you're gonna break up with this podcast like in a few days because obviously
There's not enough communication going on here, and you need to...
the light. It's just the candle has gone out in the flame that is your passion.
All right, let's
for this
move on.
podcast.
Let's move on to our first topic. Since it's our first podcast ever, the audience doesn't really know us. So to kind of introduce ourselves, let's say our names, and let's talk about our favorite video game and what we're kind of playing right now. And then we'll get into our next subject. I'm Shelby. You can find me on Instagram at @TheRealShelbySaxton. My favorite video game of all time, it's got to be Super Metroid. I think that game is just brilliant. But right now, I'm playing Forza Horizon 3, and I just played through the entire Bioshock series this week, so we'll talk about that later.
Cool. I'm Schuylar Hudson. You can find me on Twitter at AverageNarwhal. My favorite game is Zelda, and I'm not going to tell you which one because that would tear my soul apart. And let's see, what am I playing right now? Lately, I've been playing mostly Overwatch and a bit of Animal Crossing.
Okay, I'm Summer, and I'm going to say my current video game because I don't want to commit to anything. But my current favorite video game is probably Dragon Age Inquisition. I always come back to that game for the past, year. And then right now, I've just started Dishonored 2.
That's good.
I like how I'm breaking up with the podcast, but you can't commit to anything.
It's true.
And I am also engaged, so watch out for that.
You might leave the podcast for fiance.
Who's on the podcast?
No, I was more implying I was going to leave you.
Oh, I see. For the podcast.
Oh, this is awkward.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to move on to our first, I don't know, what should we call this? Should we call this, segment? Our first segment?
Sure.
Segment. These are called segments. Our first segment
No,
is
I'd
called...
like to point out what Shelby's about to do here, ladies and gentlemen, is called a segue. And it's when you naturally, just like he just did, move into a new topic.
Well, it's very scientific.
You have to
first,
kind of flow like a river, which is definitely what he just did. Smooth.
A smooth river with a 90-degree right angle, so the water spills out, but then it starts moving the opposite way.
Yes.
Most of it spills out, but enough.
Enough,
Yeah.
Coz. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
We'll get better with time. So our first segment for the podcast is called What You Playin'. This is the part of the show where we talk about what games we've been playing this week and recommend games for you, the listener, to play. So, Schuylar, what have you been playing?
A lot of Overwatch. I'm a big fan of Overwatch right now. I usually play Tracer, Soldier, or Mercy. I've been playing a lot more Mercy lately. It used to be Ana, but I've been playing Mercy because everyone just hates playing Healer. And if you're listening to this, please play Healer. Just once.
See, it's weird to me.
Just try it.
It's weird to me that you chose Mercy as your healer because I know you play solo queue. I know you don't play with people.
Right.
And playing Mercy in solo queue is hard because you can't. It's hard to communicate with people. You can't unless you're inviting people to join a party or to be in your thing. It's hard to communicate and talk to people.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, but I'm only good with Mercy and Ana.
Mm-hmm.
And Ana depends so much on communication because she's both a healer and a sniper.
Mm-hmm.
She's got her sleep darts, and then her ult is literally powering someone up. And if you power someone up at the wrong time or if they don't know what's coming, it can really jack up the game. So through playing that, for a long time, my most played character was Ana.
Mm-hmm.
Ana, I don't even know. But then because of that, I was I can't do this without communicating, and I'm playing mostly solo queue. And I actually just hit level 25, so I can start comp, but I'm scared to start by myself. So I need like one of you guys to like come with me and like
Yeah.
introduce me to comp, because I'm worried, because I watch so many YouTube videos of people like raging, or like all these toxic, quote unquote toxic people on YouTube all the time, and it's just like they're just the worst. And I'm like, is this what comp is like? I'm gonna stay in quick play forever. It's nice and safe.
I say some of the worst crap you can get is if you're a healer in competitive, because people expect you to be healing everyone 900% of the time without fail, in comp especially, and it's even scarier in my opinion going in as a healer. I mean, you have the factor that you're needed, and so like you're always playing like a crucial role. But everyone expects everything of you all the time, and if you can't heal everyone, or if they won't keep you alive, it's just a train wreck.
Yeah. It's good to know. I'll probably try and go Tracer, because I'm best with Tracer. I've actually been playing a little bit more Reinhardt, too, which is fun.
And he's always good.
I love Reinhardt so much. My story is, like, I played D.Va, and I only played D.Va. And you'll learn that. I'm a big D.Va fan. But then, as I played, it's like you have to know one or two people from each of the classes, so that no matter what situation you're in, you can have it ready. And I learned Lucio and Zenyatta, and then I learned D.Va, the first thing I learned, and then I learned Reinhardt. I know Reaper and McCree, and then I know I don't know. I don't think I know any defense, actually. I know
Everybody
Soldier.
knows Bastion.
I was about to say. Yeah.
I know Bastion. I did, yeah. So, but the thing is, like, it's weird to me that you chose Mercy as, like, your go-to in solo queue, because it does require that, but, like, someone like Lucio it barely requires any communication. I mean, it does require communication, but it's so easy to just heal everybody pretty slowly and then switch to speed. And, I mean, it still takes some learning, and communication is always better, but it's just weird. I don't know. Yeah.
I will say, I think Mercy is one of the easier healers to play in solo queue, because it's pretty intuitive, you know what I mean? Because their health bars are so visible, and if you start healing them, it's like right in the middle of your screen. I know it probably does that for most of them, I can't remember now, but it is a lot easier to know who to heal as Mercy specifically, and it's kind of hard to go wrong if you're not, like, unless you're choosing not to pay attention to people.
And her, I don't know what it's called, but like the flight ability.
Guardian Angel.
Yeah, Guardian Angel. Yeah. I've gotten that pretty solidly down, and it's also nice because I don't know why I don't know why I was saying it, but I just like her a lot.
I'll tell you what, she's a really good hero to have down, because like I play her sometimes, but I don't have her down. And that's the thing. As many heroes as you can get down, you should get down.
No one's ever going to be like, ew, you play Mercy? Why?
You'd be like, oh, okay, I just won't play healer, and we'll have no healers. Is that what you want from me?
They want you to play Hanzo.
What if we all went attackers? Wouldn't that be really cool? Wouldn't that be fun and innovative?
I just think if everybody went Genji, you'd win every time.
Exactly.
Well, like, when you were talking about competitive, how they're going to be like, I need healing all the time. Way to go, healer, you're a failure. And I'm just going to be like, all right, next round I just won't play healer. And then they'll be like, well, we need a healer. And I'll be like, well, apparently I suck.
Yeah.
I've done that before.
So
I've done that before.
I just won't. And if we lose, that's fine. I'm not here to win.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I am always here to win, but I'll say that.
That's the main thing, is like, competitive is so competitive that it's not fun to play anymore. Like, we used to have a team, we used to play all the time, and it's still fun every once in a while, but only if you have a team of 6.
And you have to be playing, for me at least, you have to be playing like weekly to stay good at that game.
Yeah.
If there would be times where I would play every day in a week, and then I wouldn't play for a week, and then I'd start again, and it would be as if all my skill had gone. It would be as if I never played the game, or I'd only played it like 3 times. And then of course it would come back, but I know, to want to be competitive in Overwatch, you have to like basically have a training regimen, in my opinion. Yeah.
It's a good game, though.
Oh,
Highly recommend it. I think that was Game of the Year 2016. Absolutely.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, from almost everybody, yes. And a lot of people were mad about it because, for whatever reason, people think story games should be Game of the Year.
Who likes story?
No, like Uncharted
Schuylar
4.
raises his hand.
Summer also raises her hand.
Uncharted 4 came out. Gears of War 4. So many great games actually this year. The Witness, Firewatch, bunch of story-based games. The Witness not so much, but
Overwatch told a story without. I mean, I guess with
in
the animations and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Like, there's so you learn so much about the characters, and they're so like special. And it's like, if they did add a story to this, like someday, it's gonna be incredible.
Yeah.
Think about it this way: excluding Pokemon Go, what game had the biggest impact on the world in 2016?
I think Overwatch.
For sure.
Everyone I follow on Tumblr, people on Facebook, people just I meet, everyone plays Overwatch.
It was a worldwide phenomenon
Mhm.
in overnight. And of course, we've been following it since the announcement back in, what was it, 2014,
I can't
2015?
remember, yeah.
Oh, that trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
I cry every time.
the world could use more heroes.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah.
that line.
Mhm.
That line gives you
Yeah.
chills every time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It'll never not. But, like, it absolutely did that. And then the other thing is a lot of people don't understand that, like, the only thing a game has different from, like, movies, music, and anything is the gameplay. And if
Mhm.
your gameplay is so solid and spot on that you can have a different outcome every single match. Never get bored of that one game mode. What is it? It's 3 different game modes,
Yeah.
and one of them is just 2 game modes put together.
Mhm.
And so it's like that shouldn't. In theory, that should be really boring, and it shouldn't have very
Yeah.
many things. But then you think about it, and it's like, no, that is incredible that they can manage that with just gameplay. It hands down game of the year for me.
Yeah. All right.
So that's what I'm playing.
Okay. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be a lot shorter of a topic. Anyway, so I just started playing Dishonored 2. I played the first one, I think 2 years ago when it was the free game of the month, and I adored it. It was so good. Anyway, so I just started the second one. I'm not very far though. I'm like 2 hours in, and I'm really bad. But I love it. I'm really excited because I loved the first game, and I played it with low chaos, which means it took me 700 tries to complete one mission, personally. But yeah.
So Dishonored is the one where like you like can kill people or you don't have to kill people, and like depending on who you kill and how many people you kill and stuff, that can change the outcome.
Yes, exactly. And I've heard that is less of a thing in the second one, which I'm sad about, but I'm excited because they've introduced, the whole, you can play with as Emily or Corvo and stuff like that. But definitely my favorite, the reason I love the first game is just the fact that all my hours of replaying and retrying stuff really paid off in the end. And so I'm interested to see how much it'll pay off in the second one.
I really hope it does, but my biggest thing about Dishonored that has always put me off about it isn't, like, I love the world, I love the idea, I love the weapons. I mean, it's Bethesda and it's id Software, I think is what they're called. The box is right there. You can look at it and see who it is. id Software, is it id?
Go ahead, my friend.
No, it's Arcane Studios.
Yeah,
it is
Awkward.
it is I don't know who it is.
As soon as you said it.
Yeah, no, Arcane Studios. Yeah, I knew it was Arcane. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with me. But yeah, Arcane, and the fact that, like, I love that. I think it's going to be great. I'm really excited for Arcane Studios doing the new Prey, which I'm super
that's what I
excited
thought.
for.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that on a different day. But the thing is, the only thing that's put me off is it gives you the good ending for playing the less fun way, I think.
I don't know if I agree with you. I mean, obviously there were moments in the first one where, like, I only got like 2 of the abilities the outsider offers you.
Yeah.
Because the rest are like, someone's head will fall off if you look at them. You rip out their stomach. Okay, now you're literally a knife and you can stab them. Like, okay, not really. But, like, 90% of the abilities are kill abilities. But I thought I had so much fun. It was such a challenge. And whenever I pulled off a stealthy mission, like, flawlessly or really well, it was so cool. It was, I wanted to marry myself every time I managed to do it. And also just the fact that, like, it's not just being stealthy, but the whole concept of not killing the main targets, like the bosses. The fact that I didn't have to kill them, that I could do all these cool things to humiliate them and ruin their careers and stuff like that. And it's just really cool. And, like, if you want violence that bad, you brand one of them on the forehead. So, I mean, that's pretty intense. Yeah, you literally put him in a chair and you give him a brand so that everyone knows that you beat him, basically.
Oh my.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's still a blast.
Like, literally everything you're saying is making me be like, I just want to play that game. And then I think about it, I just need to sit down and play it. We have the definitive edition of the first one and then the second one, so I should just play it.
Yeah, I mean, not half, but a good chunk of the appeal for the first one, though, is I think Corvo is such a cool character, and again, he's a silent protagonist. It's been a while. I don't even remember if he ever talks. I don't think he does. I think he mostly just grunts. But And it's weird because I was playing Dishonored 2, and like at the beginning of the game, it's you're playing as Emily, but like Corvo was there, and it's just so weird hearing him talk, and he has such like a dadly voice to me. He's just like, I'm a gruff dad man, and it's so weird.
Who voices him?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
You should look it up because that'd be interesting to know.
Yeah.
And then I know that Emily's abilities are more based around stealth. Some of them are killing, but I know that, so I might be more interested in that.
For some reason, I'm just picturing Troy Baker.
Oh, anytime.
Anytime anyone voice acts anything, it's Troy Baker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, for me now, it's Troy Baker or it's Matthew Mercer.
Yeah.
Those are the two male protagonists in my head now. Like...
Watch it be Nolan North.
Oh, how could we forget? Oh, no, I feel a fool. Alright, hold on.
Freaking, he did so good in Saints Row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Did you see any of Uncharted 4?
I remember watching, like, the beginning.
Mm-hmm. With the boat?
I was like, were you in a mine?
Oh.
No.
Were you ever in a mine?
You were never in a mine. You were in a boat
Were
at the
you in,
beginning.
like, a museum? You were definitely running away with Sully from someone.
Was it... Did you watch me playing?
Yes.
Okay, can I pause whatever this is?
Yeah.
May have been
Okay,
a dream.
real quick.
Yeah.
The guy who plays him, and part of this might be wrong because it doesn't say it here, but I remember reading about this. But the guy who plays him is Stephen Russell, and he plays every Mr. Handy in Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. And I remember looking it up,
that.
and I'm pretty sure he's the same guy, but he also plays both Nick Valentine and Dima in Fallout 4.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. Anyway, but he sounds completely different than any of those characters, though, that I know him from.
Yeah.
Voice acting.
Yeah, he's a talented man.
Pretty good.
Anyway,
pretty good.
but it is weird to go from never hearing him for him to be speaking, and now Emily's like 18 or 20 or how old she's supposed to be, and so it's been that long, and so he's just like, I'm dad, man. At least, and I'm playing as Emily, so like.
Does the game follow the story as if you did a no chaos run?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
That's like the canon ending.
So the canon ending is the no chaos run.
I'm assuming because like at the end of Dishonored 1, if you get high chaos, it basically is like, you killed everyone and then everything sucked and there are a lot of rats now and Emily's a big evil bitch.
Oh.
And it doesn't feel like that is the place I'm in now. Doesn't sound like that's the done wall I'm in.
Yeah.
It feels like everything's nice. There are a lot of roses at the very beginning, so roses are a sure sign of low
Happiness.
chaos. Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
Did you ever play Dishonored? Or
No,
did you
I
watch
remember
her?
watching a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
I think, did you play that when we lived together?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I remember watching it a lot. So
Mhm.
I know, and like I can picture it exactly in my head, and I understand the mechanics and everything.
Yeah.
So
All I remember is what's his name?
Rabbit Respawn?
Rabbit Respawn would freaking insane with
Trick shots.
with those trick shots.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever watch Rabbit's Respawn?
no.
There was one video and he like aims completely up at the beginning of the fight and then like just shoots one arrow and is like, all right, now we do it. And then he like kills like 6 people and like does this whole thing and then one guy turns a corner and sees him and starts walking towards him and as he walks towards him, thunk, right in the top of the head, the guy dies. And it was like,
That's
It's-
amazing.
yes.
it was
Have
one of
you
the
seen-
coolest things ever.
Have you seen the Things to Do in Overwatch by Rooster Teeth?
Oh,
The one
I've
where
seen a
they
lot of
play
them. Junkrat and Hanzo.
just Hanzo.
Okay.
But they just like straight up like they go to like the point and they just like fire up high in the direction of
I think I
Mhm.
have seen this
of
one.
the enemy and like just watching the enemy team come in and just like chaos. Like
Mhm.
they've got a Reinhardt who's like using a shield in 7 directions because he has no idea where these arrows are coming from, but they're coming from above.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
What I've seen is they play as a Junkrat and a Hanzo. Speaking more of Overwatch,
I would say.
because you talk about the game for hours, they put down right in front of the door that opens, they put down the Junkrat's trap, and then Hanzo 20 seconds before does one arrow up. And then if it's a small character like Symmetra or Tracer and they get in that, they're stuck there, and then the arrow will hit them right in the head and they'll die.
That's
So
amazing.
good.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
I mean the things you can do.
Yeah.
I like the
Yeah.
Diva Golf one.
I haven't seen the Diva. I haven't seen these. I used to watch Things to Do from Rooster Teeth all the time. So tell me about Diva Golf.
Well, so they play Junkrat and Diva, and so you have 2 Junkrats and 2 Divas, and you have to go into like skirmish or whatever in custom games. And basically, Junkrat places down the little mine that like bounces you really high, and Diva goes and like they have to like run and jump off it, and like Junkrat blows up right as they jump off it,
Mhm.
and they have to use their little jet propulsion to get from like one point of the map to the other, and on the other end of the map they have the like bear trap, and whoever can get in the bear trap in the least amount of like moves wins.
That's amazing.
It is amazing, and it's really entertaining to watch, and I'd love to play.
We used to do hide and seek in Overwatch sometimes. You one person on the other team and then everybody else on the other, and you find them, and then they have to like go back to the spawn.
I like the one that they do that, but it's with Sombra, and so she can turn invisible and warp and stuff. It's really good.
That sounds. I mean, we played it before Sombra. I think we played it before Ana came out.
It was a long time. Yeah, it was like towards the beginning of when it was released.
That game was so fun. I hate to go back. I hate to just completely go off of Dishonored.
I can't do any of that stuff in Dishonored. So
it sounds like Dishonored sucks to me.
Yeah, sounds like not game.
Well, is D.Va and Tracer, are they in Dishonored?
Yes.
Then it it must be fine. Yeah, it has to be a lot
I
of fun.
knew what was about to happen. I was ready. No, but the point is, I am excited. I'm up to the Clockwork Mansion, which is only like 2 hours in.
That's apparently the best part of the game, is what I've heard.
Oh, I'm like 3 seconds in, already spooked hardcore because they're so creepy.
This is the game you kept leaving on New Year's because it was too spooky.
Yeah, and I'm really embarrassed because Alicia watched me play and I got a lot of like stage fright, and I did even worse when I'm already bad, and she literally left because I think she was like, this is painful.
I don't think that's why she
I
left.
don't blame her.
I think she wanted to come hang out with us.
Yeah.
Fair. But anyway, but what's great is, and I like got. So you go into the Clockwork Mansion, you like pull a mechanism, and like the floor changes, and the clockwork and the soldier comes out, and he's facing the other way. And so you actually, so it's like gives you a huge opportunity. It's like, this is where you stealth away. But I saved, and then I was like, I'm just gonna try wailing on him because I just want to know, because as far as I know, and everyone who has played the game, like, who was in the room with me, was like, yeah, it doesn't count if you kill these guys. Like, this will not give you higher chaos because they're not people. I hope that's true. I mean, I've only fought one, but...
Watch you be, like, mega betrayed.
Yeah, it'll be like, oh, you ruined everything and everyone died.
No more roses.
Dang it. They ripped all the roses
rose bushes
out.
will just be on fire.
And it's like, no, dang it. But... So I just literally was like, off I go, and I just like warped. I can't remember what it's called, but I think it's a reach or something, but I just kept teleporting around the room, going behind him and just wailing on him, and I totally killed him and barely took any damage, and it made them way less scary. So even if I go back to my save right before I fought him, just in case if I really want to stealth, I now have less spooked by them.
Bring that up later, because I have something similar to that with Bioshock.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about it
I
later.
know exactly what you're gonna say.
All right, so I'm going to talk about the game I've been playing this week. I've been playing. I don't know. I don't know what I've been playing. I played the entire Bioshock series, but we'll talk about that later. So I'm going to talk about Forza Horizon 3.
Have you not talked about what you're playing?
That's what I'm talking about now.
Huh.
That's what I've been
you
playing.
went first.
No.
I went first.
Yeah, Schuylar went first. So I'm going to talk about Forza Horizon 3, and here's what I'm going to say.
Isn't it pronounced Forza?
Yeah.
It's pronounced Forza.
Because it's Italian.
Because it's Italian.
Sorry, it's pronounced spaghetti.
Oh.
I want to disclaim now that none of us speak Italian.
Buongiorno, bitch.
Nope.
Yeah, you're right.
Still not Italian.
No, buongiorno is Italian. Anyway, go on,
Not the way
Shelby.
you said it.
Don't worry.
Anyways.
It's fine.
Anyways, so I've been playing Forza. I'm a big racing fan. I like racing games. I think I've played every racing game to come out in the past, like, 3 or 4 years. Yeah, I think so.
Every Forza or every racing?
Every racing game. Like I don't own them all. But
No,
I played
have.
Forza Horizon 2, Forza Horizon 1, Forza Motorsport 6, Forza Motorsport 5. I played the new Need for Speeds. All 3 Most Wanted Rivals, and then the new Need for Speed one. Burnout Paradise I've played. I don't know of all of them. I mean, like, I've just played a ton, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is I really like racing games. But whether or not I've played all of them, I really like them. And that's a small handful of what could be considered some of the best racing games. Like, I know Fast Racing Neo for the Wii U is incredibly fun. I know Mario Kart's good. I've played Mario Kart 8 before. But the point is, racing games are kind of one of my things. And Forza Horizon 3 is definitely the best racing game I think of all time, and that's it's so, the open world is so perfect. The choices of cars you can choose from. I know you guys don't really care about this. I'm a big fan of racing games. I know somebody might be who listens, but like, if you have anything to say about racing games, message me on Instagram and we could talk about it. But like, it's such a good racing game.
So what I want to say is, the thing, I myself am not a huge fan. The extent of my racing love goes to Mario Kart.
100%.
I love Mario Kart. If we played Mario Kart, I would beat you. I know I would. I'm so good at Mario Kart, but I can't play Forza for crap. What I was going to say is, what blows my mind about Forza is its, like, attention to realism. And just the fact that you have to change, like, and you don't have to play this way, but the way you are playing is hardest difficulty. You have to change gears. You don't even have, like, one of the coolest Forza mechanics, which is the going back into, like, reversing time, you know what I mean?
I'm a fan of that.
I love that part, but he doesn't play with it, and then part of me's like, what's the point of playing Forza?
What's the point of playing any game if you can't reverse time?
Exactly. And it's like when people play Dishonored and they play and they don't accept the outsider's, like, gift, his mark, and they don't have any superpowers. I'm like, why are you playing Dishonored then? Like, I get it on, like, a third playthrough, but, like, your only playthrough? Anyway, the point is, but that is, I can really appreciate that, and I know that it makes it a lot more difficult, and so I don't know if that's more fun for you to have to try so much harder in every single race, at least towards the beginning when you were adjusting.
It's like Dark Souls on wheels. Like, the goal isn't to win, it's to finish the race without crying. That's how you play Forza Horizon 3, at least my way. I do actually, I win a lot. Like, you get better at it. And
Yeah.
I started on the average difficulty with the Drivatar, and then I moved up to, like, above average, then expert, and I think they're still on expert because I don't win every time, but, like, there's this Goliath race that's just around the whole map. It's an 11-minute lap, and I did 5 laps of that today, and it's the same race over and over again, and every lap something new happened, and I just think the choices in cars and customizability is just incredible in that game. It's so good.
I just imagine that's like the tagline. It's like Forza Horizon 3. The goal isn't like it doesn't.
You
like,
don't
in quotes like it doesn't matter if you win, just so long as you complete the race without crying.
That's what it feels
It's
like.
Dark Souls on wheels, the goal is, that's what it is.
And Knuckles.
Yeah, featuring Dante from Dante's Inferno.
Perfect.
No, the game is so good, and I really
Forza
think
3.
like, just from a racing standpoint, I never thought a racing game would be my personal game of the year, but like, while I know that Overwatch is like the game of the year, it's all based on gameplay, it's so good. My personal game of the year of 2016 was Forza Horizon 3. I think that game is so good, and it's all based on mechanics and gameplay and customizability, and it's just awesome.
What I do take issue with as an Australian, or at least as a person who was raised for half her life in Australia, is, and you know what, if any Australians ever listen to this, I only lived in Brisbane, Melbourne, and Canberra, which are all along kind of the coast area. Well, Canberra's not on the coast, but anyway, it's close. The point is, I just don't think.
Are you going to mention the rainforest?
Yes,
You're mentioning the rainforest.
I don't think there are rainforests in Australia. I'm fairly confident that they're not.
Aren't.
Yeah, but there is
Hold on,
definitely
I'm gonna
like
look
a
it up.
jungle. A jungle-esque area or rainforest.
It's literally called
area.
the rainforest. It's the rainforest
See, that's
area.
crap.
I think there is a rainforest. I think it's a big rainforest.
A lot of Crocodile Hunter. And there was only no rainforest.
Yeah, like I watched the movie as well, where
also
a crocodile
she
eats
lived
the thing.
there.
yeah,
Also,
exactly.
you lived there definitely.
Yeah, and my mom. I mean, I guess I could ask my
Watch
mom.
this 100% be a thing.
Yeah,
It might
in
be.
North Queensland, the World Heritage listed wet
That's where
tropics
I live.
include Corunda Rainforest and the Daintree, the oldest tropical rainforest on Earth.
What the heck?
It's not just like a rainforest;
Oh,
it
it's
is like a famous rainforest.
It's like a rainforest.
Yeah, and that's what it looks
This
like
is
too in the game.
blowing my mind. I
That's-
lived
guess,
in Queensland.
I guess it feels like when I
That's where Brisbane is.
when I hear rainforest, I picture like, for some reason the only thing that comes to mind is like tropical rainforest. But like Oregon and Washington are rainforests.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I would say
That's true.
I knew there were things that could be considered in like not South America and like Africa, but that's what I picture.
Like-
I picture like rainforest.
Like, I hate that we know we're wrong, but our brains do it anyway.
Yeah, it's not fair
I knew there
It's
was.
not
Why would they
good.
have it in there?
because it's pretty.
I don't know. Anyway, so did you guys watch the Nintendo Switch live stream?
I didn't watch it. I've
Mhm.
watched mostly the Breath of the Wild trailer 7,000 times
Right.
broken down. On
We'll talk
100
about that.
videos.
We'll talk
But
about
I have watched the parental controls video.
that.
Don't ask me why.
That wasn't part of the
that's-
stream, but
Oh.
that's one of the best things.
Don't
they
ask me why
showed.
that's
Yeah.
the video I've seen.
Oh no, that's so
Um,
good. It was on one of the. I think it was at the top of the trending.
Yeah. Oh no, everything's fine. I didn't know if we were gonna do the 30 seconds thing. You can cut that part out.
You know
What?
what? Actually,
The interlude?
before we talk about Nintendo Switch, we're gonna take like a 5-minute break. So we'll get back to you guys. We'll get back to you guys in about 5 minutes. Hello and welcome back to General Gaming Goods. Where we left off, we were talking about news. We were talking about the Nintendo Switch. So, Schuylar, you saw the Breath of the Wild trailer 100 times. What else? What else did you see? And the parental control video.
Wait.
I watched the.
Go on.
Sorry. I watched the Fire Emblem trailer, and I watched there was a Sonic trailer?
Sonic Mania or Sonic the new Sonic 2017 project?
I don't know. And
Was it 2D?
then no.
It wasn't 2D Sonic?
No.
Was little Sonic in there? The little...
I honestly remembered nothing.
It sounds like
I
you
remember
didn't
watching
watch
it.
it.
I can't believe
I
we
didn't
caught
watch it.
a liar exposed on tape.
Hashtag not clickbait.
I just want to
Hashtag
know.
story time. I remember watching a Sonic trailer, but I remember nothing of it.
Okay.
And then I watched the Mario Odyssey trailer, and I watched I feel like there was one more that I watched.
Was it the Shin Megami Tensei trailer?
No.
Was it the Splatoon 2?
Yes.
That's
what it was.
Yeah, Splatoon
Yep.
2. What about you, Summer? You watched it?
Yeah, I live
Didn't
with you.
y'all watch the
so-
whole stream together?
Yes.
Summer and I definitely did watch the entire stream together.
And it was great because we were waiting, and at first we thought it started at 8:30, I think, and then it turned out it started at 9, and so we had to keep checking. Yes.
The IGN broadcast started at 8:30, but our internet is so poor
we couldn't
that
watch
we couldn't
that.
get YouTube to run. So we just went to Twitch and just watched the Nintendo version.
But what was great is so we waited for like half an hour. We were really amped, and we were like kept like YouTube wouldn't work, and Shelby was panicking. He was like, "We're not gonna get to watch it," because that's what he sounds like when he's panicked.
It sounded like a chicken. Like
I know.
I am a chicken.
It's
Exact
crazy.
same.
You wouldn't. It's weird to witness. See, there it was. No. Anyway, so we waited and we waited and we waited, and I was like, I'm gonna make some popcorn to eat while we watch. And so I started making popcorn like as it started because like there's it doesn't always start exactly on time. And then they come out and the popcorn's still cooking and the guy's talking, and then the popcorn gets done and I take it out and sit down, and then right as he's like about to reveal the price of the of the Switch, which is what we were like really excited to find out, our neighbors knock on the door because they smelt the popcorn and they were like, "Are you making popcorn without us?" And I'm like, "I love you guys so much, but stop talking just for like 30 seconds so I can hear this." But they did not, because I didn't say that because I'm an anxious mess. Anyway, so I was just like, "Hi, yes, hello, take some popcorn," and then I sent them out. But it was great.
It was really rough because then I remember I had to like lean towards the TV. Like it was so rough, but I heard it and I was super excited. Actually, let's talk about the price and the release date. What do you guys think about that?
I'm excited the release date is like right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like so soon.
I would say one of my favorite things in just gaming, like when things come out, is when they tell you when it's going to come out and it's like the next day essentially, and they can say that because they know they're done. Like the fact that when Fallout 4 was coming out, like so many games they announce and then they're like, but it's coming out in 17 years when you're 90. And it's like, that's really cool. I wish you would told me later so I don't have to be excited for this long. But Bethesda came out, they're like, guess what? Game's coming out in like 5 months. Congratulations. And then, so this is great. I know they announced the Switch, but the fact that when they came out with all this information, they did it right when they were ready to give it to us. And I really love that.
I thought it was genius because they announced it. They showed like, here's the Switch. And then they were like, now we're going to go completely silent. We won't even say like what games are coming out for it. And then the presentation was like, here's the launch lineup, the price, the release date, and then they talked about the specs and everything. They didn't really touch on those, but they talked about them a little bit. I was glad they didn't talk about it in the main presentation, and they were like, and it's coming in 2 months. So like, I'm super stoked for that.
Yeah, I'm excited, and I like what Summer said about them not waiting forever. And I know that they kind of did that with Zelda, because they were like, hey, here's a little Zelda. The plan is 2015 or 2016.
It was 2015.
But then, which, like, when I think back on it, I'm like, that was the worst. But I'm glad they did it because they took the time they needed. They told us it's going to be another year. And they took the time they needed to get that game to where they wanted it to be. I'm sick of people releasing half-made games and releasing patch after patch after patch. I'd rather wait that extra year and get a complete, ready-to-go game.
I agree. That's the thing. I agree with you there. I'm so glad they didn't release something they weren't ready to release, because that is also the worst thing in the world, such as Unity. That's the thing. I think, crap, why can't I remember their name right now? Who was
Ubisoft?
Ubisoft, yeah. I think they are one of the biggest perpetrators for doing stuff like this, where
Absolutely.
either they'll announce it too early, and then they'll have to delay it if they want it to be good, or they'll announce it and they'll give it to you and it'll be crap. Or it'll be just the glitchiest thing on earth. I'm sorry if people like Unity, but that is a glitchy game, and it didn't
I like
have
Unity,
to be.
but I can accept that it's
good
I can
now.
accept that it's
Exactly.
rough.
A lot
Yeah.
of people like it now, and
Yeah, and the thing, I know they fix it and they fix some of the bugs, but it's frustrating that we ever had to have it. I'm not done.
I have
and
two
then,
things to say.
and then, but then they also at the same time, I don't know if I can't remember the last game they've done this with, but I know that they in the past have done like, it's ready, it's done, haha, just kidding, we have to delay it 1,700
Ubisoft?
times, yeah, and I hate that. That's like my biggest pet peeve. And so when they did that with Zelda, with Breath of the Wild, when they announced it at E3, and they're like, guess what, we're making a Zelda game, but it's basically Skyrim, because that's definitely what they compared it to. I was so amped, and then it got delayed, and my soul was crushed, but what they did well, though, was after they we lied, it's not done. They didn't rub it in our faces all the time that they were still making it. They literally, I mean, at least from what I saw, they almost went silent about it for a long time.
They did release the occasional screenshot.
Yeah.
And I think that was mostly to be like, yes, we're
It's
making
still
progress.
happening.
Yes, it's not going away.
Yeah.
That way you don't
And
have
that's
the
great.
scale-bound problem,
Yeah.
which was, here's two things of information,
Yeah.
1 year apart from each other, and nothing, and now it's not being
Cancelled. Which broke my soul.
Yeah. I knew it would. As soon as he was like, it's cancelled, I was like, Schuylar's dead now. I have to call the ambulance so they can go pick up Schuylar's body. The coroner needs to come
I
because
have a
Schuylar
theory
died.
about Scalebound, though. I think, now I have three things to say.
Okay,
My
it's
first
your
thing is going to
turn.
be with Scalebound. I think that it's possible that they are going to re-announce Scalebound at E3 for the Nintendo Switch. Because Platinum worked with them on Bayonetta 2 when Microsoft was asked about the if the Scalebound was a Microsoft owned thing. Microsoft, instead of saying yes, it's owned, it's never being made, they said we don't talk about our business transactions.
So you think Nintendo straight up
I
swooped?
think because the reason Platinum said they stopped it, the reason they canceled it was because Platinum was bummed that Microsoft wasn't all in on the deal, that they didn't believe in it enough. And so I think, wouldn't it be just incredible if come E3 Nintendo announces the return of Scalebound for the Switch
I just imagine
as an
that
exclusive.
it'll be announced, but it'll be like
They'll get a real
cartoonized-
dragon?
No, it'll
Oh.
be cartoonized like Mario.
Oh
and
my
it'll be
God.
like Bowser.
I thought you were going to say a real dragon was going to swoop over the audience.
I mean, that would be preferable. That would be the dream.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to talk about was Ubisoft is they used to do that a lot, and I think Unity kind of kicked their heads out of their asses.
It should have.
It kicked it straight from into the mouth,
Like
Kicked-
back, like
yeah.
inverse. They kicked
they
through the
kicked
mouth,
through the mouth,
and it came back. Okay,
and they kicked the head.
okay, that was
There
a
you
hard
go.
image, but it's there now.
Yeah,
It's
I think that's
not-
what happened. And the reason I think that's happening is you have games like Steep, which was announced this year at E3 and then came out in December, and that was 7 months apart from each other.
Mhm.
And then you have games like Watch Dogs 2, which was announced at E3 and then came out in November. And it was just so awesome that these games were announced and then they came out, but then nobody's buying them
Mhm.
because they've been betrayed by Ubisoft in
Exactly,
the
and
past.
especially when it comes to Watch Dogs 2. I know I didn't play it, but I watched you play it, and I know that you had a lot of fun. And there are a lot of people who aren't going to experience it, and it's going to forever have this cloud over that series. It's really disappointing, all because we have been burned before.
So I played both Watch Dogs, and Watch Dogs 1 is, it's not bad. There's just nothing It's like a game. Here's like this pile of things to do, but they're not really coherent, and there's also like not a lot in there.
And you will fall down the tiny alleyways.
I was about to say, when it came, especially because I was so hyped for that game when it was like almost coming out, like with all the cool trailers where you were hacking, people were chasing you, the train doors shut in front of like someone who was chasing you, and they stared at you, and you're like, peace, I'm a hacker. It looked so cool and really innovative, and then it was just it crashed and burned.
Yeah,
the second one has that satisfaction of hacking, and you can play together. Like Shelby and I have played together, and like I'm level like -5 because I literally got on and played like the tutorial badly. And then Shelby was like, let's play online. And I was like, okay. And he's level, 1,000. So he,
had every upgrade.
He's, doing all this stuff, and I'm just, existing. But it was still really fun. And then I, had to steal this weird little car and escape from the cops. And it was just a magical experience.
When we did do something that was really cool, like when we successfully completed an objective, the way that, stealthily and using the hacks successfully, it was a really satisfying feeling. But other than that, it was just a mess of me and Schuylar not knowing what to do.
Still fun, though.
Yeah. Let's move on. So price and release date, very excited. Price, I think, is perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly where it should be.
I'm hoping it'll go down a little bit after it comes out, because that's usually what Nintendo does.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll, I think this time, because the last 2 times things have gone down is because they weren't selling.
But this time
they had
marketed it.
They had to sell it at a loss.
I think they're going to release a higher gigabyte. And then this one, the 32 will go down.
When do you think that? When do you think that it'll happen?
6 months.
6 months.
Six
to 8 months.
6 to 8 months.
I think that for the holidays they'll release the Nintendo Switch now with more memory.
Or
because you're during the whole November video game.
Have they already announced a bundle with Breath of the Wild?
Nope.
I think they'll do that. And
the reason that they don't is because the price of they can't sell at a loss, or else the company will go out of business. So they were like, we have to do it at $300. It's just the game system.
But I think that price is totally reasonable. I think, yeah. I would say, just because it's reasonable doesn't always mean you want to pay it.
Yeah.
But
no, I'd like it for free.
Yeah, obviously. I'd like them to send it to me. But they won't. I've asked. Anyway, but I really think for that price and for what they're giving us, and it's so... I don't know if it's, the most innovative thing in the world. I think it's cool. The controllers, though... to me, really cool. The whole taking the screen out is awesome, but it kind of is the same thing as the gamepad or a 3DS, you know what I mean, or a Vita. Anything portable like that has been done. It's just cool that it is the console. But I think all that stuff they showed us about the controllers, and with the 1-2 Switch game that's coming out, how they're utilizing the fact that they can. I don't even know what it's called.
It's the Ultra HD Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ultra HD Rumble is the coolest thing ever. Have you heard about this?
No.
Okay. So the guy was holding it, and a picture of a glass appeared, and he was like, "I feel it like the glass in my hand, like it has weight." And then an ice cube dropped into the glass, and he was like, "And now I feel the ice cube in the glass." And then another one,
cool.
And I was like, "No, that can't be how it is," because Microsoft, when they came out back in 2013, they were like, with the cars, it feels like if something rumbles next to you, the rumble feels like this. It's like, I barely ever noticed that. But this time, I watched somebody play this game from 1-2 Switch. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's basically, it's the Switch's Wii Sport.
Right. Yeah, it's a party game.
And they were holding it. One of the things was a box appeared on screen and said, how many dice are in the box? And so they would have to shake around the little controller.
That's amazing.
And they'd shake around and feel it and then listen to it and be like, both of the people guessed that there were 5 dice in there, and both of them got it exactly correct.
That's amazing.
And I was like, how could rumble features make that?
And what's so weird about that is that on its own I think is innovative. I think that's so cool. But then at the same time, it's such a weird step to me, because every other console is going towards virtual reality.
Yeah.
That's where gaming is going.
I think that's where Nintendo Switch is going.
I hope it is. I do hope it is. But I think it's funny that one of the side things they did, they were like, well, we're also going to make it so our controllers feel like there are real things in them. I think it's cool, but I also think it's really weird.
I mean, with the Switch, what is virtual reality at this point? It's you put your phone in a box, and then you have 2 little sticks. That's what they made.
No,
they made
I agree.
a screen, and they gave you 2 little sticks. I think that it'll come out and they'll be like, yeah, actually, it's been virtual reality the whole time. You just didn't put it in the right box. It'll just be surprise. But I also like that what they did, the one thing Nintendo has always done better than anyone else always is handheld.
Mm-hmm.
Handheld consoles, they have always done better. And they were like, you know what we should do since our systems are iffy? Let's make a handheld system because that's what we know and that's what we're good at. And they did, and I think it's going to be amazing.
I
Yeah.
think so too.
And
I
it's
agree.
different. It's so different because like everything else went to like bigger boxes and like more home things. Like yes, it controls every device you could possibly think of and you can talk to it. And Nintendo's like, yeah, but you can take ours anywhere you want. And everyone's like, oh, well that's better.
Yeah.
And it's just
I think it's genius. I also think it's genius that they never talked about like nowhere in any of the like events I've seen or videos on the internet I've seen or at the actual live event have I heard the term frames per second resolution or performance. I just heard games and I was like, I'm excited. Speaking of games, that was a segue.
That was
a good
segue.
segue.
We'll get there. Speaking of games, what are your most anticipated games for the Switch besides Legend of Zelda?
I would say let's make this fast because I want to talk about Breath of the Wild
Yeah,
for the
we're
rest
gonna
of my
go
life.
on. Yeah.
Okay, so
I am Breath of the Wild.
probably Splatoon 2. I mean, ARMS was cool. I imagine this is how I picture ARMS. ARMS feels like a game that if I went over to my friend's house on New Year's Eve, they would own ARMS and we would play ARMS that one night and maybe like again on another party event, and that would be the only time I played ARMS.
Agreed. Okay, but with Splatoon 2, does the 2 not look phallic to anyone else?
All right, one moment. You guys should chit chat while I pull
It
up the
does.
picture.
Okay, I'm excited for. I mean, Mario Odyssey looks different, but exciting and new. Like it's like I'm not sure what to do because he's Mario, but he's in like they made everyone else not Mario,
They're like normal humans.
but Mario. And
he's
his
like
hat
2
had
feet
eyeballs at the end. Like I don't know.
Oh.
I'm excited to see what happens.
You're right. Real quick, the 2 in Splatoon does look phallic. It's like the tail
Let me
bit.
see
It's
it.
like it's a squid head, but it looks like a different kind of head. Is what I'm saying.
I got it.
Your fingerprint is not in there. Okay. Anyway, but the thing about Mario
Yeah.
Odyssey is they made
Phallic.
such a big deal about the eyes on the hat, and maybe it's because I don't play a lot of Mario, but I was like, neat.
I remember just seeing a post. I was like, wait. Has Mario's hat always been alive?
Yeah, like they acted like it was a super significant thing. Like it was like
But it
I've
wasn't
been
in the
watching,
trailer.
Yeah, and I feel like I'd been watching a show for like 12 seasons, and they were like, but I was like, what?
Like it was an inside joke almost. It was like, oh, there's that hat again.
Yeah.
But it was
They're
like,
like-
what?
And it was like, does everyone know he's alive? And they're finally be like, we finally gave him eyes, so he's not in this blind hell. Is that why it's like he was like, guys?
To answer your question, no, he's not always been alive. I think he finds the hat. I don't actually know. We won't actually know any more info
Yeah.
until E3.
Right.
The thing is, I'm super excited about it because I love Super Mario Sunshine and stuff like that. But this game looks super good. I was going to say that was my most anticipated, but then I remembered Fire Emblem.
Oh,
But also
brother.
you said it. So I was like, good thing you said it because I wanted to mention it and talk about it a little bit. But also, Fire Emblem Warriors. I don't care about the Warrior series at all. I've never played them.
Hyrule Warriors is
I was saying,
really
yeah,
it's satisfying just to kill everything
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
quickly.
And then
And
I watched the Legend of Zelda Warriors story.
Yeah,
the
me too.
entire story.
Yeah, we watched all
like
the
the Hyrule Warriors movie.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And I
And
was
so it
like,
looks
an
cool.
actual story where they have like a big crossover between all the games.
Yeah.
I was like, I am down for that. If they do that with freaking Fire Emblem, I'll lose my mind. That'll
Sign me the
Yeah.
F
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
I love
And
Fire
just
Emblem.
just
so,
seeing Crom grab that sword, it's like, Crom, what are you
It
doing?
was like
I'm
he was
so
grabbing
interested.
your heart.
Yeah, it was so
He's,
good.
He is my husband, so yes.
all right, moving on to Legend of Zelda.
Okay. Are you sure you're ready for this?
Yes. Now,
I will vomit.
so you go first.
Let me say one more thing about Super Mario Odyssey,
Oh,
and then we'll move on for sure. That actually is my most anticipated. I can't wait to play that game.
mhm.
Anyways,
Good.
Legend of Zelda.
So, Breath of the Wild. I don't even know how to start. Like, I need someone else to get me started because I have too many
Okay,
thoughts and
can
ideas
I-
and excitement
okay,
in my head.
let's talk about this new trailer first. All right. Never mind. I don't know what to say
Okay,
other than
so
it
let's
made
start.
me cry.
Let's start just so we just saw it revealed. They did so good at revealing
Yeah.
so little up until
But
this point.
so much.
like,
Also,
there was enough that like all of us crazy nerd people could take it apart, pick it apart, and find every little Zelda detail and connect it
Yeah.
to every possible Zelda anything ever, always. But until this trailer, we barely saw Zelda. Like we saw some shoulders and
So we
arms
saw,
that
like,
we
the
were all like,
behind her.
that must be Zelda, but we didn't really know.
I was like, is that a female? Must be her.
Could be, and
No.
a lot of people were like, is this female Link? And we're like,
No.
maybe.
I mean,
But
sorry,
it ended up
maybe.
being Zelda. And that scene, so the whole scene, everything, I can't even, like, my brain is literally malfunctioning. But the scene where she cries into his arms And the voice acting, I'm so excited to get even if every voice acting line they use in that game was in that trailer, I'm gonna be happy.
Yeah, even if that was it.
Perfect.
Yeah, like obviously me and Shelby watched the whole Nintendo Switch thing. So the first trailer, so the Breath of the Wild trailer they played was in Japanese, and I didn't care because I was like, my goodness, they're talking. That's talking not in my language, but it sure is talking. And so I was freaking out. And that part where she says, everything I've done until now, it's been for nothing, and she cries into his arm and he like holds her, that killed me, and I started to almost weep. I reined it in because I was in front of people and I get embarrassed, but point is, the emotions were there. And then Schuylar came over later that night and I was like, oh man, I can't wait till there's a trailer where it's in English, there's gotta be one, right? And he was like, dude, it's already out, are you dumb? And then we watched it,
because that's the only one I saw.
Yeah, and then it killed me further. I became even deader than before. I super died.
So let's start at the beginning of the trailer. So we start with all of the swooping over different places in Hyrule, which I'm so excited to see how big and vast Hyrule is. I'm excited to see the beach scenes, the palm trees, the sailing, the mountains, the little fox, the cold areas, everything. It's going to be so good, and I'm so excited. And real quick, my number one question here is, where is his tunic?
I have thought that so much. In fact, I'm so excited for Breath of the Wild, but at the same time, there's a little part of me that's scared because it's such a break from the norm.
Agreed. And I am worried, but I was watching a YouTube video and they were talking about like, where is it? And they had some really cool fan art of that Link in it, and it looked really good. But they were talking about that maybe it's the big final, like it's the final piece of everything that you get, like, because there's also parts where you see that there's going to be 18 memories that you have to recollect. And I think that after you complete those memories, you'll be like, I know who I am, I know what I have to do, I can defeat him, and you're like, I know where I left my tunic. And you'll go get your tunic, and you'll put it on, and then you'll stab Ganon in his stupid face.
You leave it in the Deku tree, right?
Probably. And it's like, I was here earlier for the Master Sword. Couldn't you have just told me? It could have been convenient, but he'll say some weird, thou hast learned your past, and we'll move on. By the way, I hope that if he's voiced, I hope he speaks thou hast and all that stuff, because that's how the Deku tree speaks.
Oh yeah, he better. I think that's what will happen. I feel fairly confident about that.
So,
but
on the opposite end, you guys are really excited for story, for where it fits in with the timeline, and we'll talk about that later in our Legend of Zelda podcast. Shameless plug, General Gaming Zelda. We're very excited about that. GGZ. But on the opposite end, for me, one of the most exciting parts in the world is the gameplay. Nintendo does such a good job with like gameplay and reinventing things and stuff like that. Yeah. But to go back to Super Metroid, it's basically like they focused on the gameplay first, and that was like the main thing in exploration and the level design, and then they were like, and now we'll put in a little story, and it's like the simplest story, but it makes it so good because the gameplay's awesome. Same thing with Skyward Sword, a game both of you have played. All three of us, we all love it a lot. In fact, I think that is the best game on the Wii U, or the Wii.
It's beautiful.
I wish I could say
Rumor
Metroid
has
Prime
it coming
3.
to the Wii U.
Oh, I would. HD.
Heck yeah.
That'd be very good.
Brother.
Also to the DS.
That-
Rumors. Those are just rumors.
That would be really cool.
Be really
good.
Like a
That
3DS
was so
version of that game.
cool.
Well, maybe not though, because for the Switch it'd be better, but one of the best things about it is they focused on gameplay first, and they were like, let's make the motion controls the best they could possibly be. And then they were like, and here's the story.
Almost makes me bummed, because I actually really loved the motion controls in Skyward Sword. I mean, I know sometimes, I don't know.
It's annoying when you're like trying to circle the eyes.
Yes.
And you're like, just unlock the door, I'm doing the circle. Or you're trying to Skyward Strike, and
Oh,
you're like,
yeah, that was-
my arm is raised!
There was so many times where that would happen. Or there's the
I
parts
had to
where the
definitely
goddess,
put down and recalibrate a whole bunch.
and there was like the goddess walls, I think they were called, and you would draw what you wanted, and it would be like, I'm sorry that I just drew a pile of poo. Please give me
I needed
help
hearts,
or a
please give me, and it's
rupee."
like palms. And you're like, I
No.
understand.
I'm a digital artist.
No, but like that was what they focused on, was like, let's focus on gameplay first and then put a story. And of course the story is beautiful. But this time around, they didn't just like focus on gameplay first in like design phase. They focused on gameplay first for like telling people like what's gonna happen. They showed the gameplay as like the main reason this game, that people are gonna love this game, is they showed like how open world it is, what you could do in the open world, how amazing the open world is, and how alive it feels. Different ways to tackle tasks and stuff. And it's like other games have done that, but the fact that that's what they focused on first before story is so important to me, because I know that way it's like, not only am I going to enjoy the story because it's Nintendo and Zelda, but I'm going to enjoy the gameplay just as much, if not more.
I want to talk about like the different weapons that you can have, but real quick, do you think that because of that ultra motion HD thing that you were talking about, Rumble, sure, throwback to Nintendo 64 with Rumble packs, do you think that weapons will have weight in some way? Because a lot of their weapons, you'll pick them up and they will be like huge swords or hammers
giant
or axes,
spears,
stuff like that. And I wonder if you pick up a huge hammer, if like your controller will feel heavier.
Well, that's not what it does.
Or,
it
like,
doesn't make it feel heavier.
But it'll
just
feel
different.
like the weight will change.
No.
Based
And
on your weapon.
here's why I know, because you don't play the game like you did Skyward Sword. You play it like with
right.
traditional
I mean, but like the
controller.
controller
I
could
don't think
just.
so. I don't think so.
That would be cool though.
That would be very cool. That's why I said Skyward Sword.
I understand. It's fine. Stop.
I just think Skyward Sword on Switch would be awesome. That's one of the reasons why.
From that day on, Skylar never played another Zelda,
Don't
Zelda
be
game.
crazy. Zelda game.
It's
I
hard,
love Zelda.
It's
one
hard
of
to
my
do an
favorites.
American accent sometimes. All right, what I was going to say is, what's cool about this one? And for me, I love video games, but one of my favorite things in the world is story. Even though, I mean, I love gameplay-based games, like I love Overwatch, but I love good stories. They make me happy. But what actually was cool about this game coming out is when they were releasing trailers, they were almost always gameplay or just like game mechanics. Like they came out with the trailers showing him carrying bombs and using his, I can't remember what it's called, sail thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then also eating food. Like showed him making food and stuff like that.
Animation.
Me too. Him just grabbing. Yep, it looks hilarious.
It reminds me of Animal Crossing.
What a cutie.
But I'm so excited. Anything that gets closer to a Sims game makes me excited. I just want a Zelda Sims game, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not going to play Breath of the Wild. I'm just kidding. I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it every day.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about it, is that the focus on gameplay gives me so much. I already know I'm just going to like it if the gameplay alone was what it was, and then the story was like, I'm still going to like it.
I know the story's not going to be though.
Yeah.
That's thing. I have full faith in it not being But, I mean, I'm excited for all the stuff with the magic, all the building kind of things they keep showing you. It's so cool. But
The magnetic thing.
yeah, but I have full faith in this game's story. I'm so excited, and Zelda's so beautiful.
And that's my problem with Zelda games, is I'm story-driven player.
Yeah.
And I know you've seen this. Like, Summer will go through and she will complete all the quests. She'll get all the money. And my little sister will play that way too, where she'll collect as much money. She'll do all the little side quests if she runs into them.
I mow down all the grass in Zelda, all of it.
But for me, every time I do a side quest, all I think is, Zelda's waiting for me. This is more time that I'm not saving her. What would she say? What would she think?
She'd be like,
And
I'm so glad you took
even
care of
though-
those people.
She probably would. But for some reason in my head, I'm gonna I'm hoping Breath of the Wild will be different because of how open and everything it is. But like the whole time I'm gonna be like, oh, I have to run all the way up that mountain, and it's gonna take so long, and I just have to save Hyrule, and I'm having a really rough day, and do it for her. Exactly. And it's just so that's how I play the game, and so I'm hoping that this game will be similar to Skyrim, where it'll be even your side quests, you'll still feel like you're completing parts. And also, I don't think you're going to be rescuing Zelda, so that should help my Zelda anxiety.
That's what I was about to say, is I think that, I think what happens is Zelda, I think maybe you save her, halfway through the game, and then the latter half, she's saved and there, and you now need to save the world, and she's helping you.
I don't think Zelda's going to be in the game.
You don't think so?
I think she's going to be in your memories.
No! Sorry.
I'm sorry.
You're right,
I really
think
think because
for 100 years.
I think she's going to have died, or she's not going to have been reincarnated yet, but I think all of that stuff we've seen of her is all going to be in the past. And I think that we're going to see her in our memories, so she'll be present in the game.
That will
but I don't
me.
think that we will go rescue Zelda.
It'd be really cool if that was like
or we'll have to
twist,
awaken Zelda.
twist.
I would say, I already am scarred from the part where she seals herself away in a crystal in Skyward Sword. I don't think I can
In the
handle
Goddess
dead
Ember.
Zelda.
Yeah, I don't think I mean, it's going to be really hard.
Maybe
You guys are lucky I'm here to rein it in, because this is a lot.
Go
No,
on.
it's
Go.
okay. Let's move on. We have not very much time left, but I wanted to talk about, we're going to do our next segment, which is called Retro Reviews, where we review a game not from this year. I'm not sure if we're going to have much time, so I'm going to try to cover it as we're gonna try and cover it as quickly as possible. Schuylar, why don't we talk about Cooking Mama?
Oh my gosh, throw me on the spot. I haven't played the game in like months. You know, Cooking Mama 5 is a beautiful game for the 3DS.
Let's talk about gameplay first. How's the gameplay?
It's Cooking Mama.
Is it just because I only remember
have you guys
playing the
played
first?
Cooking
I
Mama?
only
haven't
played the
actually.
first
I
one.
know I would love it, but
So
I haven't.
let me tell you about my first experience with Cooking Mama. It was in 7th grade. And my dear friend had gotten her like tonsils and some other stuff out, and so she was super high on drugs. And I was over
Nice.
there helping like take care of her and whatnot. And she wanted me to play Cooking Mama. Like
Oh,
she didn't want to
man.
play. She was like, Skylar, play Cooking Mama. So I did. But I was not good at Cooking Mama. It was on the Wii. So, you know, you have the Wiimote, you're trying to, like, saute stuff by, like, pushing the Wiimote back and forth. But I didn't understand what I was doing because I was, like, 13 and had never sauteed anything in my life. And also was using a primitive, like, Wii. Like, the first Wii controllers. Like, there was no Motion Plus here, guys.
Jeez.
And so I was doing poorly because I didn't know the hacks of this is how you hold it and do this. And she was not having it. She was high off her ass, and she was like, no, Skylar, give me the controller. And she would complete the task for me. And then she would give it back to me. And when I could not do the next task, she would take it away again.
So she played it.
So she played it.
So you
And that-
suck at Cooking Mama.
I did, but on the DS, I'm pretty solid.
Okay.
Because there's none of those controls. So for those of you who haven't played Cooking Mama, basically what you're doing is...
You're a mama.
No, you're not. Cooking Mama is instructing you.
Oh,
If
that's
you mess
right.
up, she will get pissed.
That's
But you're
right.
basically cooking these dishes by playing, like, mini games. So it's like, oh, you have to, like, stir the sauce. So you take your stylus and you have to turn it in a circle.
Like the Poppins
like
in
fast.
Pokemon.
Yes. And you have to turn it as fast as you
Wow.
can and, like, get the meter to the right point. Or you have to, like, chop or whatever. You have to grab the right ingredients. It's basically a whole bunch of mini games. And I'm a big fan. It's really fun. It's one of those games that I have that's just kind of like a mind-numbing, like, I don't want to have to work for anything. I just want to, like, look at this and just, like, check out.
Mhm.
And it does. And it's bright and colorful and it's fun. It's very pink and pastel-y.
When did you purchase it?
I purchased it probably 18 months to 2 years ago. Like, it's not the most recent Cooking Mama I don't
And
think.
how often do you come back to it?
I've come back to it a couple times. Right now, it's not even installed on my DS because I ran
Mhm.
out of space and had to put in a new memory card, and I haven't re-downloaded it yet. But, you know, when it's on there and I can see it, it's like, I open my DS, I'm like, I'm going to play something, and I'm like, that's what I'm going to play.
That's me with Tetris.
I knew it. I, like, open it, I'm like, that's not what I planned, but this is where I've ended up. No regrets.
Life's
So,
funny
on
that
a
way.
scale from 1 to 10, what would you retro review Cooking Mama 5?
I'm going to give it an 8.2
Out of 10?
out of 10.
That's pretty good.
You
What
know,
would you
just
say-
because it's just such a, like, it's not hard to be good at, it's not hard to play, it's just a simple mind-numbing game.
Is
Like,
there a
there's-
story?
I don't think there's really a story. It's probably like you're cooking dinner for, like, the grand furor of Cookland. I don't know. I
There's a
haven't beaten
Fura
it.
in Cookland?
Wait, could you imagine if the game was like this heavy Japanese RPG story?
But I just hadn't reached,
But
like,
you
I hadn't
hadn't
finished
gone-
the meal, so I couldn't, like, continue.
And it turns out like
the
you're actually cooking
She's-
for the devil, and
You're,
it's like
no, you're poisoning the evil king or
Yeah.
something, like, and you're like
What?
gonna have to go out there with like a pan on your back
No,
and you have
add,
to like
I
fight
said,
people.
shake the controller to add the rat poison.
Like,
Like
Cooking
it's a
Mama
3DS.
6 Fire Emblem Edition.
like,
Yeah.
like it's gonna be like just straight up. She's gonna walk out there and be like really intense. Oh,
8.2
I want
out of
this
10.
game.
That's pretty good.
I would give Cooking Mama Fire Emblem. I would give that
a
like
10 out of 10.
like a 12 out of 10.
Oh, absolutely.
What's most important about the 8.2?
You run into like wild food and it's like chop the carrot and you have to like kill the carrot really
Oh, no.
fast.
Just carrot guts
Cooking Mama-
coming out.
Just
Cooking
juice.
Mama for
Yeah,
Smash.
but it feels gruesome.
Cooking Mama for Smash Bros. Switch.
Oh.
Yes.
But, Hunch, Skylar, this is what's most important. So you give it an 8.2. What would you say the status of the water in the game? Was there,
Is there too much of it?
8.2, not enough water.
Fair.
IGN
Fair.
reviews.
All right, so that's all we have for you today.
That's all I have for you today. My name is Shelby Saxton. You can find me on Instagram at @TheRealShelbySaxton if you want to contact me, or I'm on Xbox at GamerZunith, capital G.
I'm Schuylar Hudson. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr at Average Narwhal.
My name is Summer Castleman. You can find me on Tumblr and Instagram at SomeArtBlog.
Solid plug.
Yep.
We thank you for joining us today. Please come again.
GG.
GG!
GG.
Yeah.
GG.
Y'all gotta say GG.
General Gaming Goods.
General
GG.
Gaming, GG.